What is going on, everyone? I hope you're good. I hope you are well. Thank you all for stopping by today on this very special edition of My Unaverage Thoughts. This is Joe Anthony, also known as An Unaverage Joe here. And today we will be having some amazing people join me because there's a brand that is really starting to take the social media, internet, Fragcom by storm. That brand? Well, I'll tell you in 1 second. But first, Jared, great to see you. Thank you for stopping by. Let me know your sense of the day, what fragrances you're wearing, and yeah, no time like the present. So let's go ahead and get into it. First, I am welcoming my co-host who also helped arrange this. Also, hey Mel, hey Lewis. We are talking about Allie from Doc Fragrance.
Hello, everyone. It's nice seeing you all in here. Hi, Jared. Hi, Melissa. Hi, everyone. Hi, Joe. How are
Yes,
you?
hi. Great, and you? So there is a brand, there is a woman backstage, amazing woman that we're gonna go ahead and bring in right now. And do you want to do any type of soft intro on your end, kind of explain to her who she is, or do you want to just welcome her right now and then we'll get to it? I'll let you
Well,
choose.
this person we are going to introduce you is one of emerging brands. She is so close to my heart, not because we know each other or we talk online, just because she made an amazing perfume that is so important to me, which I feel like you see it a lot if you follow me on Instagram. It's Jealous by Elysian Perfumes. And let's all welcome Jessi, the brand owner, the person, the woman behind the bottle.
Yes, welcome Jesse. Welcome,
Hi.
welcome.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. Thank you for joining and even doing this. I appreciate it. It really means a lot. So
Thank you.
I had a chance to experience your brand thanks to Ali and some of you who saw my video earlier last week. We kind of posted my thoughts on one of the fragrances and it was just really good. And it really got me intrigued. And then just I mean, I've spoken to you a little bit, but we'll also mention it. Just being that you're currently locally based in Atlanta proper
Mhm. Mhm.
ish,
Mhm.
second home to me. Basically, spent a lot of time in Atlanta, started my YouTube career there. So it means a lot. And I'm like, you know what? This is a brand I want to support. I want to get behind. I want to interview, get to know, check out, yada yada. So it
Awesome.
just means a lot that all of this is happening and that you were able to make the time for us today.
Oh, I mean, thank you for having me. This is my first time being on a live stream for my perfume brand. So,
Nice.
I just hope I can answer all your questions.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely, absolutely. And we have people from all over. Melissa's based out of Miami. Jared's somewhere in the Midwest. Also, thank you for the super chat, Jared. But yeah, so I wanted to ask really quick, what is the story behind the brand? Like what inspired you to start it? Where the name, where
Sure.
did those general things kind of come from?
Sure. So, I've always loved perfume, like always, always, always. I'm a huge perfume head. I have a huge collection myself.
Mhm.
I think it started way back in like 2003 when pink sugar was all
Oh,
the
wow.
rage.
Ah,
So
Cologne.
I've always been into perfume. And a couple years ago, I mean, it kind of is a little sad story, but it has a nice outcome. So my sister was dying from cancer, and I went to go visit her, and it was just one of our last conversations we had was about perfume, and she was telling me how much she loves Pretty in Purple by Juicy Couture. So I got her a bottle, and then we just started going through her perfume collection, and we just realized like we just both love perfume, and it was one of the last memories we shared. So I went home, and I was really just wanting to start an e-commerce business, and I actually started two. One is a bag company and the other one is perfume. But when I started in perfume, I literally didn't even know how to make it, like nothing at all. So everything is self-taught. The name Elysian is her daughter and her son's name combined. So
Oh,
Alicia is her daughter and Evan is her son. So it's their names combined. And it was kind of like a God wink because like I thought I made that word up. Like I just combined their names. And when I went to Google it, I realized it actually means like a paradise, like a piece of heaven, watching down from heaven. So I was just
Mhm.
like really touched by that. And from there it just was a journey. I initially contacted perfumers to I wanted to tap into like the dupe world and do dupes, and that's what I've started off with. I've been in business for almost a year and I'm heading in a different direction. So the perfumers I worked with, long-term relationships are not going to be possible with them because they did kind of like a bait and switch thing where you get
Mm.
the perfume and then oh, you want to buy more? It's going to be 50 times the cost. So that was crazy.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so I ended up teaching myself how to make perfumery and going online courses, and you can see all the supplies behind me and trial and
Yes.
error. And I actually just love it. I just love it so much. It's turned into a huge passion of mine, and I love coming up with new formulas and new perfumes. And I just have a feeling like this next year, when I unveil all the originals that I'm working on, I feel like it's going to be huge.
That's what an amazing backstory, everyone. That's just wow. And then also thank you, Jared, again for another $5. A lot of us here love hearing like true stories and real origin stories, or even if it's not like a very like thorough story, just something everyone loves to hear about the journey and the experience. So the fact you were able to share that and that it has family ties, wow, that's
Thank you.
yeah, no, definitely. And see, this is why I wanted to go ahead and support and check out and get to know and introduce everybody to you and just thank you seriously. So
Yeah.
um so I think another question was, can you describe the philosophy or the version that guides your brand's fragrance creations particularly?
Yeah, I mean, I can try to do my best, but
Yeah.
I try to be vegan, cruelty free. I'm a huge
Yes.
animal lover. I have 3 animals. I love them so much. So like testing on animals is something that I would never like ever do. So I don't support any ingredients that do any of that either. And when it
Mhm.
comes to like creations, I just want to be as like creative as I can. Like when it comes to combining ingredients together and like I just feel like the ones that I'm working on now, I have some to my side. I didn't know what we were going to talk about, so I
Oh yeah.
pulled some new stuff that I have on the side. But I just like I love coming up with things that you know are original and different and
Mhm.
really like strike a chord. And of course, I have to like them, and I have a certain preference. So I'm learning to step out of that comfort zone. I usually
Right.
like gourmand, sweet,
I was gonna ask that.
floral, and lately I've been drawn to like oud fragrance, agar, oak wood, those really dark kind
Ooh.
of resinous fragrances, and that was not usually in my comfort zone. So I'm really excited to introduce a newer one whenever I get to that point. I already have a name picked out for it. I could tell you if
oh,
you want. But yeah,
Sure.
that one, I'm really excited for that one. So I guess like the core philosophy to answer your question would be um just being trying as original as possible, with
Yes.
knowing the fact that I'm a huge perfume lover and I have all kinds of perfumes already to kind of work with, and just keeping it, cruelty free, vegan, clean packaging, and everything is handcrafted. So we are not quite at that where we have mass production. Like we still do everything by hand.
And that's awesome. Honestly, I prefer things to be more in-house that way. I those to me have been some of the best quality brands, honestly. And so everything being done by hand. I do see Jared's question too. Do you have an Instagram page? You do. I
Hmm. I
literally
sure.
just posted the link too,
Oh,
so
thank
we
you.
both got them covered. But there you go. There is the link. And I will actually go ahead and make this pinned so this way it stays up for the duration of the live stream. So that message is pinned. Also, hey Pat, how are you doing? Pat also had a chance to experience some of the fragrances because she was with us in Los Angeles during the whole glamcation adventure. So definitely great to
Talking
see
about
her.
that, I just want to say like a huge thank you to Jessie because I think I tapped it onto her brand like a few days before. I'm
Hmm.
supposed to go to glamcation, and I
Oop.
just like nonchalantly told her like, hey, I'm going into this like glamcation. There's gonna be bunch of fragrance enthusiasts there. Would you be okay to send me fragrances so I could, showcase them? Because I really love the brand. The first time I got
Hmm.
them, I think, was early this year, and I
Hmm.
went to a wedding and thinking I do have so much fragrances, and this wedding I went to is a very special one. It's my best friend's wedding, and even though I did bring so many amazing brands of perfumeries with me, I have Roja, I have MFK, I have Amouage, that spectrum. What I
Hmm.
put on myself and what I kind of like keep reaching was the jealous. I know I keep
Mm.
talking about this, and I just want to show you because I
Hmm.
did really put a huge dent on this one. That's some
Oh,
dent,
you
and for
did.
someone
It's
who
almost half gone.
owns so much fragrances, this is like a huge dent. I really reach for this a lot, and I'm in love with it.
Thank you.
Look at that packaging; it's like very clean. The
Hmm.
edges are like just very modern-ish. I love how it's eco-friendly, and I love that they are very personal. It felt like personal. It doesn't feel like that mass produced kind of thing like Joe was saying. I love that it's
Right.
kept in-house. So yeah, thank you so much for giving us all those amazing favors.
Yeah, you're welcome. I'm glad that you guys enjoyed them. And I look forward to, like, I'm just now getting into like the fragrance world as far as like social media goes. Like, right?
Hmm.
You guys have a whole vibe. You have a whole clique. And Ali was like, hey, have you ever heard of this, this, and this? And I'm like, no, I haven't. So it's really cool just getting to know the fragrance community, Glamcation. I know there's something coming up in December. I'd love to be a part of that. Like it's just it's a whole new world. Like this is a newer passion of mine, and
Hmm.
just like with everything, whenever you first start, there's a lot to learn. So I'm just over here soaking it up and teaching myself perfumery and having fun while I do it.
I
Yes.
have a question. Didn't you feel overwhelmed? Like you said earlier, you had perfumers before, but it's a click and bait kind of thing. And then you
Mhm.
started learning and you started taking classes. Didn't you feel a little overwhelmed with all the information that's out there?
100%, and I'm still learning. So every single night I go on and I like, my husband and I, we have like a routine. Like we'll go to the bed around like 9 and then we'll put on like a show. We're currently watching Suits. And I kind of
Great
like watch
show.
it, but I also study at the same time. So I still
Hmm.
study every single night. I feel like it's probably going to be something that you never stop learning. You never stop asking questions. There's always going to be new ingredients and new, like there's like 4,000 aroma chemicals alone, and I don't even have half of that behind me. So it's like I feel like it's always going to be a place where I can study and get education and learn more. Like I'm never going to be the type of person that says I know everything because I don't.
Right.
Oh.
No, absolutely. And the good thing about especially like the community, the chat that's here right now, the people that I interact with, we're all willing to help each other. There's Rico from Fragged Out Swagged Out. He's a man who has a lot of knowledge, a lot of brand just
Mhm.
interactions, just really cool, great person to know. I just did a live stream with him over a brand called Zherzhov a couple days ago. You have Hez here, who is actually creating his own fragrances at the moment and really getting into the industry on that end. You have people like Jason who are enthusiasts, but also write and blog, blog, not vlog, because it's not
Mhm.
over
Blog.
video, but write and blog over it. And then you have the actual enthusiasts like Christy here and Pat, who also is a content creator, like I said. So you have a whole melting pot of just everybody and everything. And then the events, like you mentioned, Sen Explore is in December. And that's going to be quite the event. That is the one of the biggest events for fragrance enthusiasts throughout every calendar year, and it's going to be a great time for sure. But really quick, because I did want to get, I know you touched on some of the fragrances you do enjoy personally, but
Mhm.
what on the fragrance notes or the fragrance genres, but the actual fragrances, what are some of your actual favorite fragrances, especially like the gourmands? I know we have a lot of gourmand lovers
Oh,
here.
I have. So this is just what I have down here.
Yes.
All right. So this is just one tray of samples.
Wow.
This doesn't even include what I have in my bedroom, but here's another tray of samples right here.
Okay.
Um, I mean, oh gosh, there's just so many. I love Givenchy's Lit Internet.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
So
that's a
sexy.
staple.
I love KLE's Vanilla 28.
That's
Um,
good.
yeah. Oh gosh. Some little known ones. I don't see you guys talking about DNA's. Oh, it's like a purple bottle. It's so sexy. It's like a nice gardenia one. I've had that one. That one's
Mm.
like 10 years old. Not that bottle. I've had many bottles, but I've been using that one for like 10 years. I never see anyone talk about that one.
What is it again?
It's called DNA and it's in a purple like helix bottle. It is so pretty. If you just type in DNA purple bottle perfume, you'll see it. It's beautiful. I don't have, these are like newer samples. Let me see. God, there's just so many of them. That's kind of like asking a really hard question. It's
I
like,
know. I keep telling everyone when they ask me like what's your favorite perfume, and I'm like, well, you have to categorize it. What
yeah,
weather, what
you
occasion
can't.
am I going to? You know, what am I wearing? Because that's like
Yeah,
Is
the
it's
toughest
there you go.
questions.
Bijan. And I
Mm.
actually just saw it
Bichon.
too. Jason's on
Mhm.
top of it. Thank you, Jason.
Yeah,
Oh, good
yeah.
job.
I
Thank
never
you.
see anyone talking about that one for some reason. It was so good, but no, I have all kinds here. Um, I love
The version.
Bond Number Nine's Greenwich Village. That's why I have a
Uh-huh.
dupe of it. It's just beautiful. It's pretty. It's bright. It lasts a long time. Um, I love I love basic fragrances like Victoria's Secret's Vanilla Noir. I love that. All the way up to very expensive bottles like Created Venice for her. So it's just like it's a really hard question. It's a
Yeah,
really
no, and or you could have also done Puerto Rico right
I
now,
have
and
no
I don't have a
favorite.
favorite. All every bottle is my favorite. I love
Mhm,
every
mhm,
single one, no matter what. I know he's not as much into freshies, so everything for him is either gourmand oud, or
mhm.
some variation of that. But definitely shout outs to
I
Rico.
do love a freshie though. I really do love a freshie. I have a couple of those.
Mm-hmm.
By Rito's Blanche.
That's a good
Oh,
one. Yeah,
Yeah, Clean by I have the bottle pictured in my hands.
yeah, I know
It's
who.
yeah,
Clean,
I
great
have that
brand.
one. It's like a bright blue bottle. I'm working on a freshie called Opal Cove.
Mm.
I've not released any of these names yet, but that one is going to be, I just imagine it like, oh, I can't wait to get these fragrances like right and perfect and blended and everything. It's going to take time.
we're
Yeah.
very excited for that. I feel like you and I are very different when it comes to fragrances. It's hard for me, and Joe knows this. It's hard for me to like a freshie because I'm
Mhm,
more of like an oud, amber,
mhm,
deep, dark kind of like vibe. That's my vibe. So when
mhm.
it comes to freshie, I have to ask Joe, like, what do you think of this? Am I smelling this correctly?
Yeah.
Is my thoughts right on this one kind of thing? But yeah, I'm very, very excited to like get my nose on your new creations. So exciting.
Yeah, it is. I plan on it's a whole ordeal, right? Like when you don't have a manufacturer behind you and you want to put out something that is like professional. So for instance, like sourcing the bottles takes months because I get them direct from the manufacturer, right? So I don't, these are specially made. And then the labels, the sprayers, the caps, like everything is separate. And then now we're talking about designing labels, designing the boxes, getting the boxes printed. Everything just takes so much time, which is pretty cool because it allows me to like work the formula, make changes, add this, add that. But I've come up with 15 new concepts. Well, technically 9 because I'm still keeping my 6 originals, but 15 new concepts. And so I'm hoping I can release them every 2 months. I think that's probably feasible. So it'll take me about, what is that? 2.5 years to release all the 15 concepts that I have.
I'm patient. I'm willing to wait. Can't wait.
We are very patient. Don't worry with
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, no,
But you're
that's
right. I feel
amazing
like
though.
when you don't have a manufacturer behind you, but that's what makes it so more special.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's all of you as a person. Like
Mm-hmm.
you go to bed thinking about it, you wake up thinking about it. So that I feel like that's what makes your fragrance more special for enthusiasts like me.
Thank you.
And I just want to add on to also like the favorite fragrances. I feel like on my side, it's not about the scent of it, but the memory that's behind that fragrance. That's how I kind of like pick my favorite fragrance. Like, oh, was my favorite fragrance because this was the perfume I was wearing when I was with my mom, kind of thing, you know.
Yes, it does. It brings back a lot of memories.
Exactly. It tap into your that emotional core.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Mhm. Definitely does, and that's one of the things that I really enjoy too. I don't know if I've told you this. I myself actually work my day-to-day job is I am a brand ambassador for Diptyque, but I'm also just in general a Bloomingdale's sales associate rep, whatever the case may be. And so a lot of what I do, at least the way I tailor my experience, my day-to-day, how I want to, is I want to interact and get people to kind of create those scented memories in a way, whether it be for a reason, season, or lifetime. So the reason being like, oh, it's a wedding, or oh, it's, graduation, whatever the case may be, or season being like, okay, well, I just got a promotion. Now it's time to upgrade my look. Can you help me, change my image around? Or then
Mm-hmm.
the lifetime that just, hey, I just want another fragrance to add to my collection, whether enthusiast or just a person with one bottle looking to change the scent. Um, for you, do you think that ultimately at one point one day that you may kind of do something to where it'll be like, okay, let me create this for like a situation, or do you find it more rewarding that just in general everyone is just wearing it no matter when they're wearing it? You get what I mean? Like, do you, that, oh, okay, they just have my fragrance that works. Or if you maybe like just open up Vogue one day and you see that some celebrity had it and it's like, wow, that's my fragrance?
Oh, that would be a dream come true. Ultimately, what I would really love, and I guess like what I envision and what I kind of like am trying to manifest is I would love to be picked up by Sephora or Nordstrom. I don't even know how to even do that, but that would be really cool. And I know at that time you do need to get a manufacturer, everything, and I'm sure everything will fall into place if that happens. But right now, that just seems like so far fetched that that'd be amazing if that
Oh
happened.
yeah.
But in the meantime, I
Absolutely.
just the fragrance concepts that I created are for me, I want to speak to, like, for instance, like where's it at? It's this one I had. So my husband tapped into this one. That's how much he loves it. So this was full. But this one has it just has layers, like, oh, it's so good. And it's a men's cologne. So it just has layers. It comes on kind of like fresh and bright. And then as it sits and resonates on your skin, it turns into like a oody, ambery, musky patchouli. It's just very, very sexy, and it really just
Mm.
blends really well with his skin. But I just I want to make people feel more confident. And so I feel like the fragrances that I'm working on are going to be so uh, delicious that it's going to be a compliment getter for everyone. So I had my birthday was yesterday. So I had a party at my house. I had a bunch of friends over, and some
Mhm.
of them did like this was new to them because it was friends of friends, and so I let them smell this one, and another one that I made, and like they were just going crazy over it. So like I don't know, I just kind of I hope it's for everyone. I don't have a particular person or segment in mind when I'm making them. I just want them to be so like layered and complex and just like bring out like that person's chemistry that they can't help but feel more confident and sexy when they wear them.
Got you. Got you. That's definitely I mean, that's
I
amazing.
do
Also,
love
by the
that
way, happy
concept.
belated.
Oh, thank
Belated
you.
happy birthday, yes.
Happy belated
Is your
birthday.
thing
So,
still on the 20, is it a 20% discount on your website?
Yeah, it is. It ends tonight at midnight. It's my birthday sale.
Oh yeah, you go ahead, plug it, please.
Oh, sure, sure, sure. Okay. And Elysian Perfume.com. Yeah, so it's 20% off until midnight tonight. So that's another 4 more hours. And oh, it said it failed to post. So thank you,
oh,
Jared, for wishing me happy birthday.
it
But
was.
yeah, it's 20% off all bottles.
Hmm.
That's a great discount. 20% is good.
Yeah, thank you.
Is there a promo code or something to it, or is
Nope,
it an
it's
extra?
auto. Yep, it's automatically 20% off until
Oh,
midnight tonight.
okay. So basically, the way YouTube has it is only a host or moderators
Okay.
are so that just to prevent spam type of situations.
Mhm.
So that's why it did that. So I'll go ahead and I'll just copy the link to your website right now, and this way everyone has that as well. So
I
this
know we're
way,
in fall or winter coming, but guys, get jealous. I'm in love with it. It's the best pineapple scent I have
oof.
ever smelled. I'm not big with bubbly, fresh, bright, citrusy,
Mhm.
or whatever summer perfume, but this one is such a dumb breach for me. I wear it
Mhm.
all the time, spring, summer, fall, winter. It's very comforting on my side. And I've never loved a single perfume as much as I love my Jowls. I don't know, I feel like sometimes and whenever I would post, that's why I don't post the everyday perfume kind of thing because I'm like always reaching for it once a week.
Mhm.
Oh, I love that. Can I tell you something, Allie? So my husband is Haitian, so he speaks French Creole. So
Mm-hmm.
he helps me name a lot of the fragrances. And so a lot of people say jealous, which I get that. It's jaloux, and it means
Jaloux.
jaloux, and it means jealous in French.
Oof.
Yes.
Jaloux. Oh, by the way, how do you pick your names on your perfumes?
So
Do you have
that's
like a thought
fun.
process?
That's yeah, it is. So that's super fun. I can't like the names of the 9 extra ones that I have in the works are just like yes. So I look up like for instance like the dark oudi vanilla the resinous one I'm working on is called Temple of Echoes. And unknown release date, I have no clue, but I looked up the history of oud. And then I looked up like its uses throughout history and how it like was used in different cultures and when it became used in perfumery. And it was really heavily used in Italy. And there was this one uh, island off the coast of Italy called, and it had a temple called Temple of Echoes. Well, now it's all underwater because flooding and history and things like that. But I just thought it was a nice ode to something historical. And they were big into perfumery there. And I just take my time. I take my time. My husband helps me come up with like French names. Like I have one called Somme de Say that's coming out, which means dark sweetness. So it's like a figgy. It's a dark fig. Just a really nice one. I'm working on all of these. So I have 9 new ones. So it's just it takes time, research, chat GPT helping me out here, Wikipedia helping me out here. So yeah, it's just it's a fun process.
I'm sure it is. I mean, I don't have a fragrance line, or I don't have a perfume company. I have this like so much thought in my head all the time. Like, if I have a perfume, I'm gonna name it that.
Right.
I feel like
It's
that's
always good.
every fragrance enthusiast's dream.
To have their
Hmm.
own fragrance. Yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely to have their own fragrance or create the line. I think again, it's just ultimately deep down we do really appreciate, especially those like memory type of situations where somebody else will be like, "Hey, I wore this and I was in a bad mood, but then I wore your fragrance and now I'm in a better mood again."
Mhm.
Just always really good time. And the concepts, the names, the creation of names is always fun. I do enjoy like kind of creating stuff on the side myself. So
Mhm.
maybe one day we'll see. We'll see what's going on for sure.
Oh, I love it.
Um, I'm trying to see what other questions from my end. Allie, did you have another one too on your side? Or
Well, yeah, just go read the questions I sent you. I was like
I got
sending
you.
in questions, and Instagram can't even send it. It was like too long of a question.
So are you looking? I do see another question here that actually would be good. Are you looking to kind of also you're looking to do things more towards the beat of your own drum, not necessarily trendy type of fragrances and like, oh, this is like when Blue de Chanel or somebody else came out.
Mhm.
Everybody's got to do blue now. Everybody has a blue fragrance. So and like
Mhm.
every 3 to 4 years, different brands, different things change, different trends.
I actually
Um,
hope to be the trendsetter. I hope that one of my creations comes out like this one. I've never smelled anything like this before. I have a feeling, well, maybe not. I don't know. Maybe it's just wishful thinking, but I hope to be a trendsetter. Like once right now I still have the dupe liquid that I purchased
mhm,
from the perfumers. When that sells out, like that's done. Like I'm not doing that anymore. Like I feel like that was my initial business model. I'm not doing it anymore. Whenever I create these new, like to me, like I already know, like I'm just now in the testing phase, but they're turning out so good. And like I'm a like I'm passionate about perfumes and stuff. So I think I
mhm.
know what's good and what's not. So will I hop on trends? Maybe. I don't know. It's not a no, but
Right.
I also know what I have mapped out for the next 15 fragrances. So I think like one of my fragrances are gonna pop.
That's honestly one of the answers I really enjoy and wanted to hear was I'm the trendsetter here.
Yeah.
Remember me, I'm
I
the
know.
one.
She's just so brave. I love it. I love that about her. It's like she's making this original perfumes, and this is what I want. This is my personality. I'm gonna bottle it and I'm gonna put it out in the world. And hey, world, if you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't.
Exactly. Yeah.
I like those like unapologetic scents.
Yeah. Yeah. I think they're gonna be really good though. Like this is another one that I've created. Look how pretty it
Oh, it's
Ooh,
is.
purple
pink.
Yes.
juice. That's
So
amazing.
this one is called Moon Petals. Again,
Moon
unreleased,
petals.
but it
Mm.
is so
So I'm
ethereal.
so I'm guessing it's gonna be in the floral family
It is.
from the name.
It is. It is a floral, but it's also it smells how do I explain this? Like
You
like
could start with notes
I
if
could
they're
start with notes.
convenient.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'd have to pull up my formula notes for sure, but I know it has jasmine grandiflorum in it. So it's
Mm.
very pretty. It's very also lactonic. It's kind of milky, creamy, and it smells like ethereal. Like in my mind, when I named it Moonflowers, the reason why is It smells like you're walking in a garden at night, and you can see the moon kind of like shining down on all the flowers, and there's maybe like fairies flying around. Like it just
Oh,
smells like just very, very pretty.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. That I already know somebody that would want to that I would want to be wearing that.
Hmm.
The second you said jasmine, I
Yeah.
was like,
I know my
okay.
mind actually went to me just walking on a flower field. That's how my mind works when you
Hmm.
explain the composition of it.
Hmm.
That's no, that's I'm sorry, you just had me hooked. The pink, the everything, it just looks
It's
it
very,
looked
I like that
amazing.
it's different color too, because
Hmm.
I love your bottle. Was that your concept, the whole bottle, and then the clean, like the clean logo? Is
It
that
is.
you?
So yes,
Mhm.
that I actually worked with a design company to help me kind of streamline it. But the new
Mhm.
bottles, the new rebranded look is a little bit different. So I don't have any here with me, but the new bottles are
Was
still this shape, but they're going to be called what's called matte frosted. So you can
mm,
still see the color, you can still see the liquid inside, but it's going to be like a more, I guess, elevated look, a matte
mhm.
frosted, and then the boxes themselves are no longer white. They're going to be each box has its own vibe. So I'm just gonna say
Ooh.
and then I did get new lids. So the lids I got are custom engraved now. So these lids, I love these lids. Don't get me wrong. I picked them out. They're very
Yes.
nice. These are going to be for the rest of the dupes that I have. They'll have this
Mhm.
kind of lid in this kind of bottle. But my new lids are actually real metal. So they're heavy
Ooh.
and they're engraved. So the new lineage collection, which is what I'm working on, all my new fragrances are going to be a little bit more elevated in look, design, and composition.
Absolutely. I got to give a special shout out to my bro Chosen. Great to see you. Dion, great to see Dion. She was also in LA with us. I know she got a chance to try some of your fragrances too.
Yes, she did. Oh, I don't
Mhm.
think I ever told this to Jessie, but you know how I was giving out the fragrances during the glamcation, and they were actually few women who were fighting over the perfumes I was giving away. It was like just so hilarious
This
because it
Love
did,
smells
it.
so good, and everyone wants, yes, everyone wants their to get their hands into that fragrances.
I love it. I love
Yeah.
it. Thank you for
there was
sharing.
there was a commotion.
yeah.
That's good. You know what's funny is that and it's not like necessarily a bad thing really, but the fragrance world can be clicky, and a
Mhm.
new brand coming in that is like handmade, doesn't have a manufacturer behind them, it's not a designer fragrances, like it's hard to break into, and it's hard to like get people's attention because there is so much out there, and there's designers like Gucci and all of them, having new fragrances like every single month. So it is hard to get people's attention. But I love the fact that like this community is so, I don't know, just interesting. And there are certain people that really love niche brands and are really like,
Niche and
yes.
indie, if we may
Hmm.
say.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yes.
And they're really open to trying them and seeing what it's about. So it's a blessing for someone that doesn't have a lot of advertising dollars behind them. It's been a blessing.
Mhm. For sure, for sure. And trust me, there was a lot of advertising during Glamcation because they all wanted Dion's bottle. That was the bottle that she was referring to, was that scent, that fragrance when she gave it to Dion, and then it was like, oh my gosh, what is that? Oh, I want that. Oh, I want that. No, I want that. And then
And they
Dion's
were
like,
like coming to
it's
me
mine.
asking me like, I want that, and I'm like, I don't have any. These are all that I have. I'm just giving it to you, you know?
So
Hmm.
It's like
yeah,
Hmm.
one of a kind thing.
so
But
you
yeah, it was
definitely
like
have a hit
so
on your
good. We
hand.
had so much fun. We were just sitting by the fireplace, just smelling fragrances.
Oh,
That's
Hmm.
that does
yeah.
sound like fun. Yeah.
You definitely should come by next time because
Okay.
there's gonna be a next year, and hopefully we could have you as someone who would showcase brand to all the, as you said, niche and indie enthusiasts.
Hmm. Yeah, I would love
Hmm.
to.
And also, there are people there who are brand owners too. I feel like you could learn a thing or two from them.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah,
Awesome.
yeah.
it's definitely like a great just experience, networking experience. Also, uh props to my bro Anuj out of
Anuj.
Canada right now. Great to see you. He also has his own business where he does like a lot. He's almost like a warehouse for the discontinued fragrances and just
Ooh.
various older fragrant vintage fragrances so that with DNA that you were talking about, he may or
Oh,
may not have a bottle himself like
Okay.
in his cat, you know what I mean, like
Yeah.
that's his scene. We have somebody like Surya who's just getting into social media. Great to see you. He was at Glamcation also, so shout outs to you and anyone who isn't following him yet. Please do. His the details in his reviews are so thorough for somebody just starting. It's really really
let me
amazing
just give
work.
a shout out to Surya. He's very new to the fragrance scene, but he has a very experienced nose. And for him to say such amazing and good things about Elysian, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yes, for sure. Yes, for sure. And I think maybe just to kind of wrap things up a little bit, uh what advice would you give? I know you're still like starting, but everyone can learn something from everyone. What
Mhm.
advice would you give to anyone who's an aspiring fragrance entrepreneur
Mhm.
from
Uh,
based off of your experiences? What is maybe some advice that people
sure. So Elysian is my third business. It's I've been an entrepreneur now for about 7 years, and my other business is very successful. So one thing I would say is consistency beats talent anytime, right? So I'm out here competing with people that are professionally trained chemists, perfumers, design houses, Estee Lauder, etc. And it's just me, and I'm teaching myself perfumery, right? But I'm consistent. I do it every single night. I practice creating all the time, and I know I'm going to make a hit. Like I already know that. No one has to. Like I know that, right? I would just say could just stay consistent. If there's something that you're super passionate about or something that's like calling to you, don't give up. Practice it, go at your pace, do what you can. And like I said, consistency will beat talent any day.
there you go. And they people say that just in general, you could apply it to anything because that's
Anything.
really the
Yeah,
case.
anything.
That's that's really the case. But yeah, no, Jesse, it's been a pleasure. I look forward to getting to know you a lot more, getting to experience more of your fragrances. Hopefully see you at some of the events
Yes.
and
Hopefully, we'll
just
see you in Scent Explore.
I love
sense
that.
it.
No one has reached out to me yet, so I'm still waiting.
Okay, so.
No, call Max.
Yes, and definitely is really a great brand, and you all need to go ahead and check it out. Like I've said, all the links, everything is there. Jim, great to see you. You coming in as I'm signing off, like always. But I love you, Jim. It was like one of my first subscribers ever, 10 years ago.
Aw. Aw.
So he's still around and I appreciate you. I appreciate everybody who has stopped by today. For anyone who is watching the replay in the comments below, let me know what your favorite fragrances that may be intriguing you based off of Elysian's catalog. Let me know, man, woman, whatever the case may be, unisex. And I hope you all enjoyed this interview as much as I enjoyed hosting it. Thank you all for watching. Oh, Dion is saying, can't wait to try something else. Mangenosis, thank you for stopping by. Yes, make sure you all have a great night. Links are in the description or pinned. And you all take care. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Have a good
Thank you,
night.
Ellen.
Thanks.
Thank you.